national edition of E4M Upfront, the festive edition 2021, here are some fun facts for you. Did you know that there has been a 12.5% increase in rural mobile data consumption post the pandemic? Also, that's a significant percentage of language first internet users are non English speaking audiences. In a diverse linguistic country like India, connecting with the regional consumers in their own language could be key to an onboarding a customer. Tapping into this lingual diversity is ShareChat, India's language-first social media platform, and Moj, India's most loved short video app. They are helping brands connect with a diverse population across the length and breadth of a diverse nation like India. Telling us more about all this is Mr. Ratan Singh Rathore, Senior Director, Agency Relationship, ShareChat and Moj, and Palkush Rai Chawla, Product Head, Ads and Monetization, ShareChat and Moj. Both of who will talk to us about the 4 trends that can up your digital game: language, data, video, and AI. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to give the floor to them, please. Mr. Rathore.
So thanks for the great opportunity here. It's AI is always, always been a thing that can it help us in this fragmented world, whether it comes to seeking maximum number of target audiences? Can brands benefit from any of the first party data what platforms really do have? What type of interest types or data stacks or cohorts, as they call it? Is there a real science behind this? Is video the in thing? Is vernacular, Indic or regional languages, as the jargons go, can we reach out to maximum of a target group audiences? Is there a proper way of doing it? Or is it extrapolation which really works? These are a few of the questions when it comes, in terms of reaching out, what the marketeers definitely want. There are 5 things what marketeers are looking at. One is maximum reach, to see that how can they reach out to their audiences? Can they get them at, in a brand's environment? Third, can they really get them at the best price? Fourth, can they get it? Can they get their audiences in an ad clutter environment? And fifth, can there be a way in which they can do some innovations or do their communication in a very different manner? Can you move on to the next slide, please? ShareChat actually and Moj, belonging to Mohalla Tech Private Limited, the parent company, is helping in this aspect when it comes to the opportunity what India does in front of all the stakeholders, whether they are clients, whether they are agencies, and whether the consumer being the king. So this is needless to talk about the opportunity what India does possess, but ShareChat, which is positioned as the language first app in India, #1 app in India, and Moj, which is positioned as the #1 entertainment short form video app in India, are steering this growth. It is a social media platform to empower every Indian, enabling them to voice their opinions, as the name suggests, share and chat. It also does comprise of a creator ecosystem, wherein these creators belonging to different craft and skill, and the skill set belonging on the skill set, they are posting regular videos to see that they can make refreshing content for all this engagement to be really meaningful for the audiences. So our motto being very simple, we want to build meaningful social experiences, and it's bottom stop. When I say bottom stops, it is nice to see that all of us, where we are nestled rows, we speak English language. Hindi में बात करने अगर करते हो तो ऐसा लगता है कि the class is not there. So it's not about the class, it's also about the mass, because the business, where the population, if you look at, it is spread across everywhere. And any business enterprises, when they're driving for revenues, it is the yield and the volume. We are in the volume game, ladies and gentlemen, and let me make it very clear to all of you. So this is something where on the internet revolution, which we're banking on, and we are targeting the next billion odd customers. How do we make this bottom stop go? Languages will definitely play a way, and we definitely want to reach to the English platforms, bottoms up, whether it's going through the vernacular languages through various states. And that's where we want to make these meaningful conversations. Next slide, please. If I look at the overall, can you move to the previous slide? Yeah, thanks. So ShareChat, if you have to speak of the customer acquisition journey started way before 5-6 years back, right? 5 years back, to be honest. But over a period of time, we have built with a strong AI capability, which actually gets what is called as the audience data. That means you know about your first party data about what type of audiences in various states of India are interacting with. We come to know about the content data. What intriguing content are they liking? We come to know about the creator data. We have more than 7,000 creators on ShareChat with meaningful followers. And these people are definitely, we give them things like genuity scores, etc., to differentiate themselves with their craft and skill. And over a period of time, with, of course, the pandemic flipping this entire growth, when people were home down, they were getting restless. They wanted to express themselves. They wanted to pass some time. And they definitely got on, hooked on to platforms like ShareChat. ShareChat became the #1 language first social app in the country. From 60 million, we have tripled our number. And if something to say, if the time spent, if you look at other mediums, whether it's television, print, radio, ShareChat, we have 31 minutes. You know, it's a huge thing. So people are sticking around. People are coming in various sessions per day. Usually 2.5 sessions per day is a kind of a, thing which they come. And entertainment has no definition. It is convenience. You don't have to use a remote or look for a paper. And with all due respect to all the roles, significant roles, what other mediums are playing, this is at your convenience in your house. Please go ahead and express yourself. ShareChat enables you with that. Next slide, please. When it comes down to the content part, primarily with TikTok did do that revolution for India and all across the world, and hats off to them. But when the legal implications by the government did happen in India, there was a rise of a lot of short form video apps. And these are snacking contents, it's an entertainment thing. And it's important to understand how do these SFVs do operate. The key for us always was get the AI correct. You will get into different partnerships, but if you get your AI correct, and if you get the content part correct, then you will be able to augment the same kind of a journey what we have done on ShareChat. So our learnings on ShareChat, our algos really helped us to build something when it came, as an opportunity for Mohalla Tech Private Limited. We created Moj, which is now become the #1 short form video app in India. So it's just been a year since we celebrated our first anniversary, and look at the time spent, 34 minutes. We have close to around 400 odd influencers which are dedicated only to Moj. And we are in that journey of making homegrown influencers which are there when it comes down to pan India. Everybody likes to get each one of us when we share our posts on any of the platforms, or when we do showcase our skill, whether it's cooking, whether it is any kind of beauty products when we are using, all of that can come across as a user-generated content on through Moj. The influencers over here are from different craft and skill, and the personas can be easily married with the brands which are there, and they can imbibe all those kind of features through the utilities, and I'll spend some time on that. So you have 180 million mouse monthly active users on ShareChat, and you have 160 million monthly active users on Moj. So ShareChat acts more like a social app. Moj acts more like a content app. Both are reach platforms. And it's stupendous number when you look at the internet. 625 million is what the internet audience, what India commands. And a gross reach on a monthly basis, we are at 34 odd crores. If I have to remove the duplication for simplicity, then it's around 250 odd million plus is a sizable amount of reach, which is around more than 1/3 of the overall digital population of India. Are your brands there? Do you have partnerships there? Is the question which I leave for all of you to, to think about, and that while we are sitting in cities, etc., are our brands, are our partnerships there where you can take leverage of our platforms. The daily active users, just to give you an idea, we are around 60 odd million on ShareChat and 40 odd million. So typically around, we do have around 100 odd million, 1/3 of what the gross reach, what we are showing over here. So think about if you want to do a launch, we do take out jackets on leading print dailies, regional, Hindi, English dailies. Think about when we do, roadblocks on televisions where we increase our SOV. Are you all there over here where you can do a takeover and get a sizable 100 million in a day is the question. So any kind of high points, any kind of passion points, kind of tactical promos, etc. Or if you are coming up with a launch, we can definitely enable that. And we have a stupendous team in terms of different roles where we can also customize your entire communication in that form. Next slide, please. Okay, not spend much time. We are also targeting, when this lockdown happened, there were a lot of people who came on the internet first. There are dark areas in the country. If you look at the Hindi-speaking belt up in north, the clients and agencies, specifically in a few states where the TV penetration is low, there are people who are latching on or who have latched on to platforms like these. There are also places where, courtesy the mobile penetration, smartphones becoming cheaper, even Geo helping us in the entire growth and the penetration, there are a lot of people who have come on the internet. We are catering, yes, proudly to the Bharat tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities, the rural part of India also. But we also do have a sizable 1/3 of the audiences which are there on ShareChat in the tier 1 cities. And in Moj, we have a mix of nearly about 45% in the tier 1 cities. Definitely great time spent, so great affinity. The content really works because we are localizing the content pieces as per the language using our creators, and people are sharing, whether it's right from wishes. We have around 25 plus genres where we have read in terms of interest types, how you can target the audiences. Next slide, please. South is where we started off our journey. We are headquartered in Bangalore. We do have a sizable, video embracement, which has happened down in South. It's also got to see with the TV penetration, where people have also been very, very embracing the audiovisual format. So South is something where languages have really worked for us. North and East. East is something, a discovery. Many a times agencies and clients do feel, how do I target the East market? And this is a great opportunity where you can see a sizable amount of, out of the total of 180 million, we are spread across in all the 4 markets. Leading, of course, is Hindi language, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada. So we can do market-wise, we can do language-wise targeting options which are there across the consumer funnel. Next slide, please. What are our product offerings and how can things can be benefited? I was talking about the creator ads and I said the creator data, how do you know how are genuine, etc. Well, this is our first party kind of, we have been curating, coaching these influencers. Many of them look like you and me. There are no props if you attached. And we would want in colloquial language, how can say a brand like KFC talk to the audiences? Is there a persona whom they can find on ShareChat or on Moj where relevant kind of engaging content can be made? What is relevant and what is engaging? It should come as a user-generated content where the brand just slips in and the people in the communities don't want to skip an ad. That is something which is very commendable, what we have tried and built up. It is therefore, giving you much more better traction than what I would say a paid or a sponsored ad would do. So definitely times have changed. We need to, from when the content or the ad spot which was made by clients, it was distributed as one-to-one back on the Doordarshan days when it was there. With fragmentation, it started getting distributed to one-to-many. The creativity of ads was great. The benefit utility of the brand was great, but were consumers, audiences really enjoying it? When this entire social phenomena, and now I would say it is the short form video phenomena happened, it is something which is really catching up, because content these days for the last 4-5 years you would have seen is getting distributed from many to many. People are sharing, people are chatting. And that is where the entire audience has changed. So it's very important to keep it in mind that the creator ecosystem, which to many of us it looks like very unorganized. It's very, there's no benchmarking. There's no about safety. How do you go about it? Platforms like ShareChat will give you that kind of a confidence in terms of making your brand safe and seeing that the business objectives, marketing objectives, and it could be campaign objectives are therefore, totaled out very clearly. Next slide, please. Hashtag, simplifying it, it's somewhere where you use creators and you want, people to do also follow that kind of a template and put their own kind of user-generated content. Platforms like us, ShareChat gives you that opportunity wherein we can customize, whether it's fun and entertainment, what Fanta wanted during Holi, ye Holi Fanta wali. The augmented reality really played its part, and you have an engaging content rather than a plain Jane, a video shot, which you can do as a selfie, etc. We can help the creators and the brands, create those kind of followers, those kind of engaging communications which are there. Next slide, please. How does this all work? The creators, they have a kind of a lens through which 2D, 3D lenses through which, your entire content generation or creation can happen. And there is a host of nearly about 80 plus kind of songs which are available on Moj, where you can go about these. Even the music background one can choose. So AR, a host of music library, and there are a lot of brand triggers. What makes one can do this thing very free. So you don't need a specific camera person or a production house to do all of that. We have made it very user friendly to see that our lenses are helping in great engaging content creation. Next slide, please. Snapchat has really helped us in our camera tech. The creator ecosystem. Next slide, please. I guess we have spoken about this, but a typical case study we would use, depending on what's the campaign objective, we'll use a set number of influencers, and we will ask the people to post on those kind of hashtags, and it generates great kind of results. If you see on driving awareness or building consideration or even conversion across the consumer funnel, we have various case studies on the product awareness, a few of the brands where we have done in terms of a vertical video format, 100% SOV delivered. These are a few of the results what have shown both on ShareChat and Moj. Flipkart was on Moj, where we did an influencer video campaign. We have just heard from them that the campaign was very successful. It's a very recent campaign, and they are willing to work with us going forward. Fanta, we have seen. We will FMCGs. I urge the FMCGs to see that whatever baskets or reach and frequency curves they are making, don't miss out on the reach and frequency. We can help you out with the frequency cap. Plus, in native languages, the creative video ads can be done. If you want engagements, web cards can be done, which can be placed in accordance to the content consumption. The health ministry also has not been left, and we've partnered with the government on a corporate social responsibility activity where all our influencers have tried in helping the government objectives in various states in terms of how do you go about the entire COVID self-checks to entire vaccination program. Next slide, please. Next slide. I will now request my colleague Palkush to take us through, the ad products, and talk more about how do we go about this entire product or ad product, as we call it, journey in terms of technology helping us out, and why these kind of ad properties are meaningful to the clients and the different stakeholders. Do they really cut the edge? Is there something which we are doing new? Are we developing some new options in the ever-changing world? How are we keeping our audiences engaged? This is something which Palkush will take us through. Palkush, please.
Sure. Thanks, Ratan. Just wanted a quick check. Am I audible? Hi, everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to continue what on the context which Ratan was setting up, right? So we being a mass product, one of the core consumption values that we drive in, especially in the younger audience, is that we drive video consumption to a large extent. If you look at the consumption behavior over last 5 or 6 years, and especially in the younger audience, because of decreasing attention spans as well as mobile first surface, vertical videos have become one of the primary ways where how younger generation as well as a lot of people are consuming content. If I talk about numbers of our very high MAU, close to around 80% of them consume video in one form or the other, right? And the same number applies at our daily active users as well. And of the time spent on the platform, of those 34 minutes on Moj, of course, Moj is entirely video first platform, but even on ShareChat, 60% of the time spent is on video. Hence, video is an important consumption lever for us, as well as advertisers are realizing that video-based ads and video offerings are the way to connect to this newer audience. So in line with that, we've innovated with some ad properties which are video first on both our platforms, which is Moj and ShareChat. So one of the things that we have, which is unique to us, I don't think any other Indian app or even international app which is in the content space provides this, is an entry interstitial video ad. So right now we have this ad property in the beta phase where as soon as someone clicks the app icon on their app drawer, the first thing that they see is actually a video ad which is non-skippable up to 4 seconds by the brand. And only then that ad very smoothly merges into the UI of the app. So it's an impactful entry. A lot of brands who are looking to launch, let's say, a sale, or let's say if a OEM is launching a new smartphone, they use this ad because it's 100% share of voice. It's a full screen, 100% viewable ad. And it kind of, is a twin impression with a video ad alongside a companion banner. So this is a very technically challenging product that we've built because just to make this transition extremely smooth and the brand entry very impactful. On the other side, we do understand that a lot of brands have larger video ads. So Bhavna, can you move to next slide? So we have a new property within ShareChat where we are trying to promote consumption of long form videos. So one of the key challenges that we face with short form video and especially vertical videos is that since the attention span is low and users skip content on their literally on their thumb swipes, it becomes extremely challenged to achieve view through rates on an outstream ad. And hence we have built a completely new experience within ShareChat called ShareChat TV. Again, a language first approach where professionally generated brand safe content is discovered through ShareChat TV feed, where you can consume up to 6 to 10 minute videos. And within those 6 to 10 minute videos, at defined cue point, we can insert an in-stream ad. And within that in-stream ad, again, it's a new product, but we are seeing very good view through rates. This in-stream ad is skippable for around is non-skippable till around 6 to 7 seconds, and for a 15-second ad, we are seeing very high performance as well as in terms of CTRs as well as very high view through rates. So I don't think we have time for a demo, but I would have loved to show you how brands are leveraging in-stream ads drive brand message, because the content in which these ads are inserted is of their own choice. So unlike a UGC content, here we give a palette of what content you want to insert ad on. So you can choose between categories of humor content, or let's say romance content or music content, whichever genre which suits your brand. You can pick and choose from the content genre, and the ad will only be inserted in that content. Yeah, this is on the video ad offerings. I did not want to share a lot on the standard video media ads. So we do have outstream video ads as well. I also want to quickly talk about ShareChat ads platform. Bhavna, if you can move the next slide. So we have very recently launched beta of ShareChat ads platform. ShareChat ads platform is a self-serve ads platform where anybody, all of you can just go and sign up and start advertising on ShareChat. Very quickly, very soon, we are also going to add merge placements within the same portal. So as part of ShareChat ads, what I would quickly want to give an overview is that, Bhavna, if you can go to next slide. Yep. So all your ad objectives, whether you're looking for brand awareness or clicks or traffic to your website or even installs or conversion, you can select those objectives. You can select accurate targeting. You can even select the formats. We support native feed banner ads. We support video ads. We also support full screen ads, right? And not just that, you can also analyze the performance of these campaigns on the self-serve tool as well. Bhavna, if you can move to next slide, please. Yep. So some of the very rich targeting options available on the app is largely because we have the content first platform. And because we have a content first, mobile first platform, we have very rich targeting variables ranging from user demographics to psychographics based on what kind of content they consume, what kind of apps they use, and apart from your regular telco and device based targeting. So we also have an audience estimator where you can check out that based on your brand segment, how much audience is there on ShareChat, and then decide that whether the meaningful audience for you is available on the platform as well. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah, like I said, all the functions of a successful campaign management are there in the self-serve format. Although our support team is available on chat 24/7, but at the same time, you can also look at all the analytics around delivery and reach. You can export this data. We are also adding pixel integrations for you to bring your conversion data to within this panel. So you should be able to see and calculate ROI on this platform itself. Yep. One thing which I'm very excited to launch, and that is something which is very specific to ShareChat ads, is that we are right now open in terms of adding business partners to our platform. So if you are targeting a Bharat focused audience, or if your app is something which you want to promote to language first users, for you, we have a program called a ShareChat business partner, where you can join and you can get ad credits at a 1:1 ratio, right? So 100% of whatever amount you load to your prepaid wallet on the ads platform will be added as a promotional balance to you. And what this means is that not only you get to serve ads to the Bharat audience, but you and drive your growth, but also your ROI. We are helping you out in getting much better ROI. initially till your campaigns are optimized and delivering at scale, and you are able to extract better performance on us than, let's say, your incumbent marketing channels like Facebook and Google. So this is again a limited time thing which we are running for products and apps and businesses which are targeting our audience. I also want to quickly talk about the capability. So it's not that we have built a targeting engine and packaged it in a self-serve. We have also invested heavily in AI and machine learning to improve ad relevance for our users. So what that means is that beyond your typical ad server products like frequency capping, optimization on the creative side, explicit targeting, custom audience, beyond all of that, we also have a very strong AI focused relevance engine which crunches lot of signals, more than 400 features from a user's actions on our app, ranging from device data, what kind of ads do they click, what kind of products do they like, what ad categories work for that user, what are that users in market for, and we combine all of these 400 signals into prediction models which then predict the likelihood of a user to click or install or, let's say, convert after they see an ad, and based on which we have a pacing multiplier on this score, which again happens all real time in an auction format. And what we achieve through this is that we find that perfect balance between advertiser ROI, between our platform retention because ads are more meaningful and relevant, as well as reduction in users nuisance, right? Because if ads are meaningful to the user, they click on it more, the advertiser makes money and we get a part of that money as well. So our approach here is extremely user first, while at the same time maximizing advertiser ROI. And that's what is achieved through this advanced AI based auction mechanism, which we have employed. One of the things which I also want to cover quickly is around brand safety. We are a UGC based platform, and it's not that obvious that at a massive scale of ShareChat and Moj, where millions of content pieces are uploaded every day, how is brand safety and moderation taken care of? So just wanted to highlight our AI capabilities on this front as well. So we have different levels of filters, all powered by AI. So you have image processing, which is powered by Vision AI, where you detect objects. Then you have video reviews by a lot of our community, which kind of flags this content, as well as our moderation team. We also have a, again, 24/7 BPO, which looks at the content which is going viral, and it manually oversees all the different objects or different kind of miscreants in terms of content, and we make sure that any objectionable content is discarded before it reaches even a small meaningful number of around 1000 to 2000 views. And this is how we are able to efficiently drive this pipeline at a scale of 1 million or 2 million uploads, because it's a combination of AI plus manual approach. Yeah, so it's just been a year. So I think we started monetizing ShareChat back in April 2020, and in terms of Moj, we have still not gone to market on some of the ad properties. So there are a lot of exciting stuff which is in the pipeline. But just in a matter of a year, we have been able to get a lot of marquee advertisers to drive their ROI by working really closely with them. So both on the performance ads as well as branding ads front, we are partnered with people like Amazon, Flipkart, Google, MPL, bunch of gaming clients, as well as FMCG clients like P&G. Yep, that's it. Thanks a lot. We are now open for questions.
That was an enriching session. And of course, we have multiple questions from the audience at the national edition of E4M Upfront today for Team ShareChat. So the first question to the team at ShareChat is this: reaching out to consumers through ads in their native language has a huge scope. Considering ShareChat and Moj get a lot of audiences from regional markets, how are you enabling brands to leverage this audience in the language they understand?
Yep. Ratan, should I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. So one of the ad properties as well as matchmaking, which Ratan explained, is that it's really hard for advertisers to understand nuances of a specific language. And that is where we leverage our creator ecosystem, right? So if you think about it, an English creator which someone is creating for Facebook or some other platform will never work 1:1 on a platform like ours. And we would be missing out on a lot of context which you can add by being language first as well as culturally relevant to the region you're targeting. For this purpose, we have an in-house product as well as a team which helps these brands not only just basic translation of their creative assets, but recreate those assets from ground up, leveraging our creator ecosystem, just so that whatever creatives that we are being trafficked to this audience, they are much closer to the language they understand, as well as the message is extremely clear, right? And because we are a video first platform, because we are a vertical video first platform, this gives us an opportunity to create a really native ad as well. So imagine our creators creating a vertical video ad for you rather than you trafficking a banner ad from Facebook, right? So this is where the difference lies, because we have the creator ecosystem, we have the understanding of our audience in terms of language, and our targetings are so sacrosanct because language is the first input which a user gives to us. We are able to make sure that on all the three fronts, which is creative, targeting, as well as the relevance, we are able to strike home in terms of how relevant that message, the brand's message, is to the user.
Sure. And one more question, please. Brand safety has emerged as a key concern among advertisers with respect to digital advertising. How are ShareChat and Moj ensuring that brands can target their consumers in a brand safe environment?
Yep. So I just had a slide on this just in order to just summarize the same thing again. We at our core are an AI company, right? And more than brand safety for advertisers, we consider brand safety also important for our users. So any user who logs onto the platform, if they are seeing content which is something which they don't agree to or which should not reside on a platform, has way more implications than just us losing money for advertisers. Because of this, it has been an ongoing effort for last 4 years where we have invested in brand safety AI. So we never even used to call it brand safety AI before monetization, right? We used to call it content AI based content moderation. And because we had those pipelines, because we were able to control our content at such a massive scale of very high number of velocity on views and virality, at the same time very high number of content pieces getting uploaded every second, we are very confident that our AI pipelines are scaling quite well for brand safety as well.
Okay. So we do actually have a lot more questions, which we will take up tomorrow. We have an inquisitive audience today. But thank you, Mr. Chawla, Mr. Rathore, for being here today. We appreciate you making the time. Can I take any closing remarks from you before we wrap?
Yep, Ratan, go for it.
I guess first, it's product or whether it's on the monetization part, believe on the platform, and it's important that the stakeholders who definitely want to make meaningful conversations, they are using the strengths of the platform both as Moj and as ShareChat. You should get your brands, you should get partnerships moving on. And going forward, it will be great to see the retail community also embracing the entire ShareChat ad manager and various utilities, what we are trying to make even for the business enterprises. So thank you so much for this opportunity, both from Palkush and myself. Thank you.